Hello there, it's me again. This is the Southwest Coast Path Week 5, Day 2. I am at somewhere called Nair Point, and I think probably only about 2 or 3 miles away from the Helford Passage crossing, which is a ferry which I will need to get because the alternative is about 20 miles of inland estuaries where there are no actual paths. So it's that way. I came from that way. I slept there, don't tell anyone. Yeah, there's my flat bit of ground. And that's all I leave behind. See, no trouble to anyone. That grass will grow back up again in a day or two. Yeah, or if at all, this is, as I remarked last time, this is basically about an inch of moss and then hard-packed rubble. You can see some of that here. Somebody's basically built a turning circle, I think, for getting yachts in and out of this mooring down here, this little private mooring. It was a good spot, very well sheltered. It didn't rain and it was a good temperature. A little bit of wind in the trees, but not much. But all throughout the night, something over here which I haven't even looked at yet. There's your bloody culprit, look at that. Do you mind? Someone's trying to sleep over here. Anyway, a creek that flows out into the sea, which is just over there, and it's still very calm. It's quite low cloud and quite misty today, and you can sort of barely see across to... I heard a foghorn last night as well, running around at 1 in the morning. I don't know if it became very misty at some point last night. Anyway, it's quite early. I didn't sleep well. I just don't intense, despite the favourable pitch and decent conditions. I just, I don't know why I do this really. Just hate myself, I think. Some patio furniture, look. But yeah, so here we are. Yeah, so I'll be alright. I need to just walk a bit, get back up into walking frame of mine. That's the old Coast Guard thing on the end. Yeah. So today, I don't know how well you can even see that now because of the mist. It should lift later in the day. Need to get to there, that's Falmouth, which goes on to the end. That's Pendennis Head, there's like a castle and something on the end of there, and then it curves back around the other side, and Falmouth docks and everything proper over the far side. And then across, get a ferry across. I'll probably get a ferry across there tomorrow. So it's a night in a B&B and a bed for me. Hurrah! Change of clothes, shower and so on. Looking forward to that immensely. And then onwards, along yon misty coast. I don't know what the weather's going to be doing for the latter part of the week. It said sunny, but it can be quite changeable around here. So I tell you what, I really need a coffee, so I'm just going to go and sort that out, and I'll talk to you later. God, look how sunburnt I got as well. I should know better as well. Oh, that's weird. Wide angle view foreshortening. Yeah. Yes, so yeah, it got quite red. It wasn't. You wouldn't think it had happened in September, but I should know better really. I've got the suntan stuff as well. I just couldn't be bothered putting it on. I thought I'll get a bit of a tan. No, not with my skin. Anyway, I'm going to find a coffee and I shall see you later. There's a tranquil watercolour scene. So I have to get across this creek to the other side. This isn't the Helford River, this is a smaller one. According to the map, there's a path across the middle of it at low tide. I'm trying to work out what's going on with the water. Looks like tide coming in. Is that even the high tide mark? Yeah, I'm taking the long way around for this. Which is fine, that exists too. Give me a while before I get my coffee there. Yes. It's very south coast Cornwall sort of scene. Wooded creeks and calm boats. Alright, time to move on. Yeah, so 2.5 miles alternate route or low water route with stepping stones, 3 3/4. That is not low water. So off we go. Yeah, bit of drizzle happening now. Might have to have a think about getting the waterproofs out. Don't know at the moment. At the moment it's merely refreshing, but gets any heavier, might have to do something about it. So this is the inland route. The extra 2.5 miles that I probably could have done without, thanks to the tides. Damn you, Neptune. So yeah, got lost a few times in some fields. It's much harder when you don't have the sea to work with. So I'm just walking along country lane now, as you do. If you can hear that in the distance. No, not the cow. No, foghorn. Stopped now. Yeah, hopefully once the sun gets up a bit, this will burn off and lift off and stop raining on me a bit. But we'll see. I don't mind. There's a bit of a faff getting the waterproofs out there. Get very hot in them. Thermoregulation's a bit iffy at best at the moment. Very hot walking like this, and it's nice to be gently soothed by water from the sky, but I just worry about the foam more than anything else. I don't want to get it wet. Well, not too wet anyway. I guess it's some degree of splash proof. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to put the phone away and keep it dry. Yeah, rain's gone. Don't think it was really serious about it anyway. As soon as the ground heats up and starts lifting hot air into the sky, I think that whole lot will disappear. Oh, great, good, yep. Find somewhere to stand. Gonna get run down. That's safe that. Yeah, this is I was about to say, quite picturesque and serene sort of place. This is the far end of the creek I'm having to divert around. Good to be back near the water again at least. Keep it on the right. So I need to go back up that way a mile, and that takes me to that little church, which is opposite to where the little stepping stones apparently are. This is definitely high tide, yeah. And crack on. I mean, if I'd have gone to that road at the end, if I'd have just taken the right at the end of there, I'd be in Helford in about a mile and 3/4 apparently. But no, I've got about 5 miles probably. Go around the end of here, coming back. Still, it's all part of the path. Got to follow the acorns. Otherwise you might as well just get off the train at Minehead and walk directly to Poole Harbour. Save yourself about 450 miles. Oh no, another one coming my way. I'm going to put the phone away and try not to end up in the river. Just having a bit of a sit. The size of that tree. Zoom out. Enormous. Hundreds of years old. An adventure of the dead. From family and friends and men of Amling Gale who love this place and just messing about in boats. And then refurbished with assistance from Dean Hicks in August 2010 by Jane and John Gregson who love this place too. It's good. I like the idea that you don't just claim a bench and that's it forever. Make way for the next generation of bench dead. Or whatever. Oh, tide going out by the looks of that. Typical. I mean, I could have sat around on their side of that bank there, saved myself 2.25 miles, but could potentially have been waiting for 6 hours and I haven't got time for that. So we're good. Keep going along here and we'll end up back at that church across the way. And then onward. Back out to the end and around the Helford River, which is much wider and much bigger. Ominous crows are ominous. Oh, yes, going to sleep well tonight. Quite a day ahead though, with all these in and out of creeks and such like. Mind you, it's not that much further from the far side of the Helford River to Falmouth. I think it's only about 10 miles in total for that. So yeah, that'd be about right. 2 16-mile stretches, 32 miles in total. Still haven't found a coffee yet. It's not a lot out here, and it's very early on a Monday morning. And we are sort of still in season, tourist-wise, but a lot of places winding up by now, I'd imagine. I'll see what I can find. Helford's bound to have something. It's another panoramic view. Yeah. That's basically where I first arrived at this creek over there. down by that black barn thing. You can see the lifeboat station as the lookout Coast Guard thing on the end. Nair Head. Yeah. Look out. Picturesque little boatyard village church thing there. And he's carrying on past. I've just seen a sign saying Halford 3 miles along the coast path, so that's okay. It's about an hour, hour and a half. And then I think I'll stop and have a bit of a brunch thing. Must be something there. I have to wait for a ferry anyway. I imagine they're fairly regular. Oh no, that's that drizzle again. Get your mind up. Oh well, it's not seriously inconvenienced me so far. So let's crack on. Don't imagine there's anything civilised down there. Coffee shops, cafes or whatever. I can see some picnic benches, but probably not actually anything open. No, Halford will be the thing. Morning. I'll go right through you lot. It's going to be interesting. I'll try not to let it out as well. And that drizzle's still persisting. Good. Opportunities, not challenges. So there we are, some sort of headland. That's all Gillen Creek down there, which we've just been going in and out of. Somewhere over there is where I camped. That's the Coast Guard lookout station. And across there, through the mist, is Falmouth. Just see the white houses. It's the end of today. Be some B&B there, I imagine. But I've got to cross this one first. This is the Halford River. This is a more substantial inland river creek thing than the one I've just dealt with. This one goes about 20 miles inland, not just like 2. So I will be wanting the ferry, which I can't even see from here. But I'm sure it's running. And then it's basically onto that headland across and then away and up for the rest of the day. Right, I can get back inland again, try and find some sort of shop that's open. Doing well so far, their feet aching a bit, but I've walked that kind of thing off before. Nice gleam of sun over there. Yeah, hopefully this cloud will boil off today and be a bit clearer for the rest of the week, but we'll see. Right, more walking. Bloody cleared up again now. Just back there for a moment I had a mad frantic 30 seconds of quite heavy rain and then suddenly nothing. And now it's high visibility all the way to the end. So temperature's lifting the clouds up, I guess. There's me desperately trying to put the anorak on and then nothing. Cheeky. And some sort of big old boat making a turn into Falmouth there. That's one of those ones we saw anchoring off the south of Lizard. Dunno. So I reckon somewhere around here, with about 2 miles to go to Halford, is 20 miles into this leg. And that's 20 miles into week 5 from Lizard Point, which is 300 miles into the whole thing. So probably that headland, I reckon. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen a sign or anything, but somewhere along here I've passed the halfway mark, geographically speaking. Quite pleased with that. 320 miles down, 320 miles to go. And I've been at this for about, well, more or less 2 years exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty good. We get going. I could probably do more goes per year, and in fact I might next year. I might do 3 next year, try and wrap it all up in that calendar year. But yeah, halfway. Surprising, really. I honestly didn't know if I'd make week 1, to be honest, but here I am. No signs slowing down particularly, so good, go me. I think I might celebrate with a bloody coffee somewhere. It's all a bit remote and wild out here, not much stuff. But I'm pinning all my hopes on Halford, which will definitely not disappoint me. So yeah, anyway, halfway. Yeah. It's been spectacular and well worth it so far, and I fully expect the remaining 320 miles to be worth it too. Good, right, anyway, less gassing, get on with it. Making headway. A lot of bamboo along here. Not native, invasive species, I'm sure. And these blue flowers on the big clumps. Quite impressive. See them a lot around here. South coast of Cornwall. You know what they are. Not as clumpy as some I've seen. They must be a bit more shaded. Yeah. Currently embroiled in some kind of foot race against a pair of kayakers down there. You can see them moving along at the same speed as me. Getting bored of walking now, I'd like to sit down for a bit. Good spot for a sit. It's like a slipway thing here. This is not the ferry, I'm pretty sure. That is Helford Passage over there, so I'm trying to get to. I think the ferry goes across and round the bend there to Helford itself, which is around the end. You can see what I've done to contend with here. I mean, there's no easy swim for a start, and also there's a river that goes off up there. There's one that goes around the bend there. I mean, it's just a huge, well, substantial estuary anyway. So ferry or bust. To be honest, if the ferry isn't there or isn't running, I haven't seen it moving about, but I don't suppose it goes every 2 minutes. If there is no ferry, I will probably get a taxi, entirely within the rules. Otherwise I'm going to have to add an extra day and a half, maybe 2 days on, and there's not actually any paths along the shoreline past here, past the ferry. So I'd have to trudge inland to the nearest B roads and start trudging around in a big old loop that would eventually take me over to there, and probably would take me 2 days. 2 days I don't really need to do. The coast path is the ferry, so. Is that a coast guard of some sort? It's got a sort of painted grey utilitarian look to it. I don't know, harbour patrol of some sort. There's a rowing team there. Little junker thing going out to sea. It's quite a busy old place. It seems quiet and idyllic, but what's here? So yeah, that's Helford Passage, that's where I'm going to end up. I've still got about half a mile to go that way though, so we probably ought to get on with it. It's a nice place though, very picturesque. Made it to the ferry. It's a request service. I have to open the sign. Like so. And then presumably close it again. Apparently close it again once I'm done. Okay. Somebody over there now knows I need a lift. £5 single, £7 return. I shall only be requiring a single. Running from 9:30 to 5 p.m. on demand. Due to low tide, no ferry between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. See? So I was right to press on. It's subject to tides. Right, well, I'm going to put my feet up until the boat arrives then. Didn't bother looking in any shops. Well, there was a pub, but it was closed, and there was a village stores, but it looked like it had problems with backpacks, narrow aisles. I'll have a look and see what's over there instead. Helford Passage. They might have a shop or a cafe or something. But yeah, high time to have a stop and a bit of a meal or something, I think. I don't know what the time is. I think it's about 10:30, something like that. So yeah, done well. Hit that ferry just about right, I think. I don't even know what it looks like. Presumably anything that moors here, I'll just get in. Hope I don't end up press ganged, taken away to sea to fight in the King's navies. Yeah. Good. That's some private mooring wharf thing. Oh, good. Pleased with the progress so far anyway. I really could do with something to eat and drink. So hopefully there's a cafe or pub or something that's open on the other side there. Yeah, otherwise, well, I got nuts in the bag and I can find some water. Probably I do need to top the water up. I got through quite a lot yesterday. But I didn't really want to make any detours until I hit this ferry terminus. So yes, I'm going to stop recording now. Maybe I'll do a little bit of footage as we cross. I dug my wallet out though. Got to pay the ferryman to cross the Helford River. Metal. Yes. I don't expect that's going to annoy the ferry guy at all. Apparently I'm supposed to pay the ferry, but yes. Delirium this early in the morning. Right, anyway, enough. Here we are, safely across. It's quite a small boat, quite intimate. There's the Helford Passage, and that is a min. That probably does food. Hurrah! Definitely does coffee. I've just seen a bloke with a coffee cup. Hurrah! Coffee. Look at that life-giving elixir. Yes, I put sugar in it as well. Just don't care. Look at that. Vortex of maelstrom of yeah, I'm obsessing. Very good. I had 2 pastries. Well, I've got one. I've eaten one already. Too early for cooking. Too early for food, apparently. But they got all sorts of snacks. So all right. Pint of lemonade. I get through so much lemonade on these trips. My microphone's in my pocket, so as not to scare shop people. Hello. Well, whatever. You can hear me or you don't. I'm not even saying anything important. Still, nice view. Sit here and make myself take at least an hour, and then press on. A long way to go still to Falmouth. Wiggly, irritating bits all done now, though. It should be just a straight coast path now. Should be good. Back on the trail again. So that was Helford Passage. The other side of Helford River. Helford! Yes, lovely. I had 2 pastries, a pint of lemonade, a bag of crisps, 2 cups of coffee because it was just so good, and a bit of a sit. Bit of a look at the map too. See what's ahead of me. And it's looking good. It's about midday, so I've basically, and it looks like I've done half of today's distance already by the looks of it. I don't know, looks like I've got about 10 miles to go. And once I get out of the end of this big old river, on the end at the left there, it looks like there's very little shenanigans until Falmouth itself. No other sort of great big inlets, no weird ferry crossings or any nonsense like that. It's just trooping my way around Cornish cliffs, much like we've seen for the past God knows how many weeks I've been at this. Okay, and I'm all feeling good. I'm all topped up with stuff. I've got fresh water in the bag. Yeah, all good to go. The feet are a bit puffy, but I think it might just be because I overdid it a bit yesterday and probably today as well. But there'll be a room in a hotel or B&B tonight anyway. I don't have to muck about with the tent, which is less restful than I might like. Yeah, I mean, once I get to Falmouth, I'm going to have to muck about looking for B&Bs that have got vacancies, but I don't know, this late in the season, there'll be a few, I suppose. It's a Monday night, you know. Oh, what's that? Helicopter coming over. Is that Coast Guard, or is that the RNAS Culdrose, which is about 5 miles that way, I think. Big Royal Navy Air Station, I think that's what it stands for. Do a lot of helicopter stuff out of there. Probably one of those, yeah. Yeah, so it's just basically, well, the weather's sorted itself out finally. It's settled for a high overcast. Really long visibility though, and quite dry. I've dried out as well, because I've been sat in a pub patio for a good half hour or so. No idea what sort of thing that is. That's kind of pugnacious though. I reckon it's military. Who knows? Sea King, Puma, Apache. What am I, a military nut? Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to head down and get a bit of early afternoon trudging done. I've redone the suntan. I don't want to get any worse than that. My own nemesis, the kudzu. Japanese knotweed, I don't even know what it looks like. Well, there's an acorn, so that's a good sign. Go that way. Okay, going that way. Weird concrete road. Old quarry workings or something? Farm track? Don't know. Japanese knotweed strikes when you least expect it. I think triffids are bad. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. This looks like treated stuff, perhaps. Saying don't touch anything. So that's been burned off or just aggressively herbicided. These are Victorians, I blame. They go on their adventures and they bring back strange plant cuttings, and next thing you know, they've taken firm root in their country estates, overrunning everything. Don't know. You'll have to Wikipedia a picture of some knotweed, because I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for, to be honest. Don't eat the herb. Don't eat the stuff on the borders. Fair enough. Bear that in mind. Still working my way up the Helford River. The yachting marina park thing there. God, that was a long way out. Still leaving. Be glad to be shot of the Helford River, to be honest. It's quite lengthy and quite a faff. Still picturesque in its way. Loads of yachts all moored along the thing. Must be a generally widely regarded safe mooring. Sheltered and all that. Second World War, look at there, some sort of fortification there. Observational rather than any kind of heavy artillery, I imagine. Home guard. Don't panic, don't panic. I didn't see anything on the south bank, but there might have been something tucked away in the woods. A little bit of sailing going on there. There's not much wind for it. This whole north side, hillside will be blocking the wind, I think. So onward and upward. Keep going. So there we go. That's the end of the Helford River. In the distance I can still see where I spent the night. Got focus. I don't know. Somewhere where the trees start there, anyway. Yeah, so that's the Helford River. Nice and all, but quite a lot of faff, even with the ferry. In and out, in and out. And not forgetting that other little estuary creek, Gwilym Creek or whatever, that came along beforehand. So yeah, a bit of a zigzag inland, outland, inland, outland, and now I'm here. It's 1 o'clock. I started over there at 7 o'clock. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's, no, hang on, my maths has gone. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, 6 hours. Okay, good. I got about 6 hours before it gets dark. 12 hours of daylight generally around here. And I'm not worried at all, because Falmouth's going to be, well, it's about 6 miles away, maybe 6 or 7. So even at a moderate pace, I'll be all right. So you can see that lighthouse on the end. I think that's where the foghorn noise was coming from last night. I could certainly see it blinking. The light was on. That is the far side of the Carrick Roads, which is the big old bit of water I'm going to have to get a ferry across. I can get a ferry across to that side, and then I'm going to come sort of all around this end and then out that way. So we'll be seeing that lighthouse up close probably tomorrow. But I don't need to get that far today. The bit I need is just around the left of this headland. We'll probably have a better look at it a bit further on. So yeah, it's just having a bit of a breather. Settling into that sort of endurance mode now. I am a walking machine, of course, but I don't want to push it too hard. But I'm already halfway through what would have been day 3, and it's day 2. So yeah, I think I've gained on my original plan. Although the plan's generally quite forgiving. So I checked with the 46-day itinerary, much as, you know, the one I thought I was following last week, the last week out here. And the 46 day itinerary is the same as the 30 day itinerary for this week, so that doesn't really help me much. I mean, I could try the 30 day itinerary, but that's for nutters, because that is 20 miles every day. And, you know, even that, it says you should probably take rest days here and there. I don't think I could manage 20 a day for 5 days. That would, well, I wouldn't need to for a start, only 70 miles this whole trip. But this whole section. And there's some people on the hill there, must be where I go next. That sort of grassy marked area up the field there, up to the top. And then on to Falmouth. So it's a day earlier than usual for my B&B change of clothes, shower and sleep in a bed, but I don't mind because I've worked quite hard these last 2 days. I shall probably have earned it by then. No, I've got no plans whatsoever. I mean, for beyond, get across the big river. I mean, you thought Helford River was big. This thing's enormous, that one. It goes inland about 30 miles up to Truro, navigable most of the way up. Yeah, considerable ferry crossing involved there. And then onto the other side, St Mawes and the lighthouse there. And then I suppose Port Low is the next day stage out of Falmouth. I mean, I know I've got a day in hand now, but I probably will just go overdo it anyway, because that's just the speed I tend to walk at. But there wouldn't be quite so much pressure to really hammer it. So we'll see. So Port Low's somewhere out there. Then I think round the end of that far headland is Mevergissey, on the far side of that. And then the day after that is Parr. You can't see that from here. I don't know if there's something in the very far distance. I'm not sure what visibility is like today, but yeah. I think so. As it was, I think that faint black one on the end there is farther extent of today's trip. This week's trip rather. I don't know what is beyond. You can sort of make out some land, but yeah, don't know. So yeah, just chill here for a little bit. I think I've earned it. Definitely up on the schedule for today, so not worried at all. Doing well. Feet are okay, a bit ouchy on the ball of that one, but I think it's the socks. I've got these two sorts. I've got sort of these are the medium weight ones, and they give me a lot more grief than the lightweight ones. But I was wearing the lightweight ones yesterday, and they're drying in the bag at the moment. I should bring 2 sets of lightweights next time. I think it is just too hot for medium weight socks, so I don't know. And mind you, I found out what must have accounted for at least 2 kilos, a kilo or so of missing stuff. I only bought 2 sets of hiking socks this time instead of the 4 last time. Well, I got confused with the rotation and found I didn't really need quite so many socks, so I thought I'd save a bit of weight. I'm not sure if that counts for 3 kilos though. Still missing something else, I think. Not noticed what it is so far, so it's probably not important. Perhaps I brought less boiled sweets or mint imperials than last time. Don't know. So yeah, that's a thing. A lot of people coming this way. I reckon they must have started out at Falmouth. I don't know if they're day staging or just out for a walk. Hard to tell. I think I've seen 1 or 2 people so far with same amount of clobber as me. One girl asking about the conditions on the trail ahead, and so I extemporised. Felt like a proper through hiker and everything. Told her how long it'd probably take to get where she was going and what the trail was like and so on. Hopefully they don't find their bones on the trail, parched and gone. No, it's all very domesticated around here. It's very difficult to get into trouble on this trail, to be honest. You're never more than about 2 miles from some little Cornish town full of holiday homes, all of which will have decent phone reception and taxi availability at the worst comes to the worst. So yeah, quite tame really. It's just the distance you set yourself which is the challenge. So yeah, good. Yeah, busy old bit of water. Sailors, big boats out the back there. Fishing, lobsters maybe. And there it is. First outskirts of Falmouth. Experience tells me that's about 2 or 3 hours away. Yeah, I think from the map that this next cove with the beachy bit here has a pub, so I might stop again for a bit. Try and wind the pace back a bit. This is a holiday after all. Have a cream tea or something, I don't know. See what they got. I've really gone off hot food though, to be honest. I can't stay long inside buildings either. It's just come acclimated to the weather out here. It's a good day, making progress. Moranporth, possibly, or a name quite like that. There's some space age 80s looking chalet design there, like that. So we've seen a lot of development in recent years, well, decades anyway. Sure, I saw something like that in Mass Effect once. Some sort of beach hut cafe thing, which would do me fine. Although I also saw that there was a beer glass on the map, although that has led me astray before. There might be a pub down there and there might not. I don't care, to be honest. I'm not necessarily after booze. That cafe will do me. Sit for a spell. I saw a sign back there saying Swanpool 3. I thought, where's that? So I looked it up, and that turns out to be the edge of Falmouth. That's what the that edge of that little suburb's called, that district. So probably only 2.5 miles to go, I would expect. There'll be a sign down there. As I say, I could probably get to Falmouth for about half 3, 4. Add on a bit of faffing around trying to find a suitable B&B, and I should be done and dusted by 5. So that's good. Alright, bloke coming that way, but I've got to go this way. It's the law. Yeah, Mayenporth, or Moranporth. Names all sound the same to me. That's the sci-fi buildings up on the top of the hill, and they've got an entry barrier. It's clearly some kind of religious cult or a Bond villain lair. It's the pub, which is probably closed. Looks closed. But I don't care. A sandy beach. Some sort of cafe over there with people already sat there at tables. That's suiting me down to the ground. I don't need anything else. And then probably up along that hillside on the way out. And a sign saying Swanpool 2 miles now. Very close to the end of the day already. So I'm very pleased with that. Let's go and have a look. Refreshing. So that was Moranporth. Lovely beach. Yeah, must be the unluckiest beach cafe in the world. Been burnt down in a fire recently apparently, and they don't have any internet or data connection, so they couldn't only take cash. They got no gas connection because they couldn't do any hot food, and yeah, so I had a sandwich and an ice cream. That didn't bother me though. Yeah, biker. I didn't think mountain bikes were allowed on the South West Coast path. If I wanted to get run down by a mountain bike, I'd be on the South Downs Way. Still, all good. It's about 3 o'clock. I'm all fed and ice creamed up, and there's only 2 miles to go, plus extra for faffing around and finding a suitable B&B, so time to make the big push. Should be there, but easily there by 4, I think. 4 or 5, something like that. I think I could just do with an early night, to be honest. I mean, I imagine the heady delights of Falmouth are many and varied, but I'll see them tomorrow morning when I have to sort the ferry out. Got to get there first though, so let's do that. What's that? Some sort of show home banners. Yeah, earth moving equipment going on up there. Drilling. Welcome to civilization. I guess I'll have to put my clothes back on then. So I think that stretch over there looks prime B&B country, hotels maybe. If not, I just carry on around that big long woody bit, which is Pendennis Castle, Pendennis Island, and then on the back of that it connects back to the centre of Falmouth again, and there might be some hotels and stuff there. And it's only about 3:30, so plenty of time to sort myself out. Not going to be choosy about B&B. I have very low standards after I've spent a night in a hedge, really. You know, 2 or 3 stars out of 5 would do me. Good. Right, onward. Of course, getting here is the easy bit. Finding a hotel that won't take one look at me and say, "No, sorry, we're full, sir." can at least pretend to look at the computer. Is it how I look or is it how I smell? Shame I'm willing to drop 200 plus quid on a room, but no, fine. Shall go find some dingy old room above a pub, I suppose. Oh, so I'm going to have to go around the end of Pendennis Island to get back to the main other side of town. So that's another hour or two. Plenty of time in hand though. Good, good. So this is the end of Pendennis Head. Coast Path. Falmouth, Prince of Wales Pier 2 miles, not metres. Although technically lowercase m, that is metres, isn't it? Anyway. So 2 miles, about an hour, and I can get to the ferry, although I don't know if they're still running by the time I get there. And then I still have the same problems when I get to the other side, finding somewhere to stay. So yes, no time for ice creams, I have pressing concerns. Anyway, it's good to know I'm still on the path. And now I'm doing bonus mileage into tomorrow, so that's good too. I mean, I could just walk all night, maybe. My town's such hard work. Well, I'm done without this weird promontory mountain thing to climb around for the end. So that says dark, light. Prince of Wales Pier 1 1/3 miles. So, and down there looks like the more workmanlike side of Falmouth, in which I may find a hostelry more fitting my station. Anyway, what I'm going to do, here's the plan. I'm going to just walk on down to the pier anyway, and then, because this is a problem of civilization, I shall thwart it with superior civilization by using the internet to try and find a booking. One of those comparison website places. So onward. Unrelated to anything else, here's some heavy industry. And I need to be over there somehow. Oh well. Problem for tomorrow, possibly. Probably. There we go, crisis over. Found one. Second one in the row of hotels I tried. The first one came out, the woman there just went on with this really, really elaborate excuse. And I was just like nodding and rather spitefully making her get to the end of this improvised excuse before I just said fine and moved on. The second one I tried, they have a room available, £85. It's not available till 7, but he said I could leave my bag, so and book it, which could well be just a really elaborate attempt to steal my stinky sleeping bag, in which case I think the joke's on him. So let's look at some boats. Grey naval things at the back there. Dartmouth's probably where they actually mostly are, but I guess some of them have a facility here, I guess. So I got about 2¼ hours to kill before my room's available. I might wander down to the pier anyway and find out what the deal is with the boat for the morning. And then I might just do a bit of shopping and some supermarkets and generally mooch about slowly because my feet are a bit hobbly now. But yes, more bonus miles. I'll be finished on Wednesday at this rate. Yeah, so it's £7.50 single. And the St Maur's one, which goes over there. Last one is in about 12 minutes time, which I'm not actually getting on because I'm not mad. But they start again at 8:30 and then run pretty much every 45 minutes, 30 minutes after that throughout the day. So we're all good. Although it does look like I have to sort out the other ferry when we get to the far side, because there's another ferry that goes from St Maur's across to the far end, fieldy green bit you can just see. That's a separate ferry that's nothing to do with these people. So I'll have to arrange that when I get there, make my connection and so on. Can't really see it too easily from here. Still, that's good. It's good, everything's sorted. Just need to mooch about till 7, wander back to the hotel, a very early night, I think. I say very, I mean, there you go, that's the ferry now, I think. Yeah, just coming up alongside. So I would have made it for the last ferry. Don't know about the state of things on the far side though. Still, good to have the arrangements sort of in hand. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? I don't, generally. Oh, I just noticed I got the microphone in my pocket, not to scare shopkeepers with. Well, that probably sounds alright. Yeah, there it is. Rick Stein, Falmouth. Yeah, he's everywhere. Seriously, that man has restaurants in every bloody Cornish town. Duchy of Cornwall, Rick Stein more like. Anyway, good. So that's pretty much what to expect. Got a big trip across that bay. Look at the boats. All the big boats as well. Haven't seen any of the huge container ships though. I reckon they probably just lay over in that bay and then move on to Southampton or something. Doesn't look like there's the facilities to unload big stuff here, although there's some dry docks over there. So good. So that's my main thing that's out of my hands left on this big trip. I mean, once I get to the far side of all that mucking about with boats, it's just me and my feet to the end. Don't have to worry about any other crossings, which is nice. Good. Alright, I'm going to sit here and eat some fruit. You know, try and ward off the scurvy. And probably speak to you from the hotel room. Hello, feet. God, they look really far away on wide angle lens. I've got enormous legs, but also lag slightly behind the real movement. So here I am. This is the Falmouth townhouse. Good enough. Bit of damp on the walls and plaster, but you know, I mean, you're talking to a man who slept in a hedge last night, so I'm really not that fussy at all. Strange arrangement. None of the electricals work unless your card's in a slot thing next to the door. Hadn't seen that before. Stops you leaving the light on, I suppose. And you go out. So, yes, maps. It's maps. Very pleased with progress in the last 2 days of it. Has come at something of a cost. Falmouth and Mevagissey. No, that's next day's map. St Austell and Liskyard. No, that's here we go. So, yeah, we basically went from Lizard to somewhere the other side of Porthallow. Somewhere about there in one day. It's about 16 miles or so. And then we did all this in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out nonsense. Ferries and such like. And then powered up the coast and I went around the end of the island as well. Now I'm at Falmouth. Black dot there. Probably another 16, 17 miles. So it's about, yeah, at least 32, 33 miles in 2 days, which is pretty damn good going. However, I've got, this foot's fine. This foot's got quite a large blister, which I shan't show you, on the ball of the foot. On the underside of there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do about it. Are you supposed to pop it? Are you not supposed to pop them? I think I'm just going to sock it up and carry on, because basically the only way out is through for me. I mean, there is a train from Falmouth that connects to everywhere else, but I don't want to take it. I've got 3 more days to go yet, and then I'd have to come back and do another half week. No, I think it'll be alright. See, the thing is, I've got a blister, but it's on this area of particularly tough skin, which I've previously blistered repeatedly. Which means it might just sit there, causing me minor discomfort and not actually burst or cause any further problems. So, keep going with that, why not? Also picked up a bit of thigh chafing, which a gentleman does not discuss, but some sort of solution for that might need to be addressed for next time. Anyway, I had a shower and clean clothes, my customary blue outfit for the second half of the week. And the second half of the week is pretty much all of this. This is the Roseland Heritage Coast. They're about standing natural beauty. And I've pretty much got to do all of it. Come on, focus, you know you can do it. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? But yes, Falmouth. I'm going to tomorrow morning take a ferry across there. And then from there down to there, 2 ferries, quite complicated. I have to arrange the second one when I get there. That's to St Mawes, Mawees. And then it looks like fairly straightforward, non-shenanigan based cliff-top coastline work all the way up to the top there. So in theory I'm going to stop at Portlow, although probably what will happen is I'll overextend and find somewhere wild to camp the other side of it. Then I need to get to Mevagissey, which is the next one. And again, I'll probably just push somewhat beyond, just so I can find somewhere to camp. And then after that, day 3 of the remaining is, no, not you, is just up this bit of coast to Par, where there is a main line station, which will take me back to Exeter St David's. As I mentioned before, if I can get to Par before 5 PM on a given day, I can go home and cry at home on that given day. If I get there past 5 PM on any particular day, I'll have to find a B&B and stay and then pick the train up in the morning. If I get there greatly before 5, I can just get on any old train at all, because all the trains from there, as long as I keep the right platform, they all go to Exeter St David's, and lots of stuff goes from there to my house. So that's the plan. I mean, like I said, I've overextended a bit. I think a lack of preparatory hiking has been the problem, because in the month leading up to this, I haven't actually been hiking. I've been doing the Couch to 5K instead, and that's much shorter durations and different bits of foot anyway, so there's no substitute for actual hiking mileage. Still, a previous experience being the great teacher, I think I'll probably be alright. It'll be a bit wincy, but I'll just be able to power on, I think. Change to the other socks, the lighter weight wool ones, they'll help, definitely. And just don't use those fatter those blue ones again, which will give me a bit more movement inside the foot, inside the boot. Yeah, and obviously clean clothes, clean everything, and a proper night's sleep in this quite comfy bed will allow my foot to recuperate considerably. My shoulders are a bit red and raw. One of them's got a bit of a bump along the bone. I don't think bone's bruised, so I think that's probably just muscle underneath. But my thighs, apart from the chafing, and calves are all good to go. My back's fine, no problems there. I caught a whopper of a sunburn there, and on my neck as well, which I don't know if you can see there, which means I need to be pretty meticulous with the sun foundation from here on out, or I'm going to look ridiculous. Well, more ridiculous anyway. So that the sun, even in mid-September, can be a bit of a hammer, particularly if you're out in it all day. And not even sun either. It's been quite cloudy all day, but I still picked up a few, rads, rotengens, whatever the unit is. So yeah, I've got a carrier bag full of stuff from Tesco's. I'm just gonna, it's about 7:15, 7:30 now, but I'm probably just gonna turn in as soon as my head hits the pillow. Play phone games long enough to get myself drowsy and then nod off completely, I think. 7 o'clock breakfast, apparently, which is good, because my ferry is at 8:30. And it's still about 20 minutes hobble up Falmouth High Street from here to the ferry wharf. So yeah, and then once I'm at St Mawes, I need to get another ferry to a place called Place. Same spelling. And from there the hiking resumes. The madness continues. I go past that big lighthouse in the distance we've been seeing all the last day or so. So that'd be nice. And then yeah, there's not really anything huge or famous that anyone's ever heard of between here and the end. But I think part of the fun of all this stuff is finding interesting things no one's heard of. So I suppose there'll be a lot of that on the way, or failing that, just my own deterioration into madness. So yeah, I think it's a shame about the blister. I don't think it's a trip-ending injury, but I think I can get 3 more days out of that if I don't push too hard, which I'm not very good at. So, but yes, I mean, I've already got my day in hand for the Thursday finish, because this is the end of day 2 and I've done 3 days worth of hiking, so I don't really need to power it any further. I think on the last day, make sure I push a little bit so I get to where I'm going by 5 PM of that day, but that's not really been a problem so far. And I'll be creeping ahead a little bit just so I can find wild camping pitches outside of each of my destination villages, rather than trying to camp on the actual village green each time. So, and to make myself rest more, make myself stop more, sit down for longer, put the feet up, because that does buy me another mile or two if I just sit there for like 15 minutes or 15, half an hour or whatever. I get another 2 miles with recuperated feet. Yeah, I'm going to be hobbling around work again on next week. But then most of my job is conducted from a seat, so that's fine. So yeah, I think just a bit of light phone games and munching away, and then sleep and recovery, hopefully. So that's the end of day 2. I shall speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.